I think that I don't think we really paid much attention to the match. And it sucks for me to say this, but the common factor in matches that I don't care about involved Dean Ambrose. When he was wrestling Chris Jericho, didn't care. When he wrestled Brock Lesnar, didn't care. When he wrestles Baron Corbin, don't care. Like, it sucks because he's really good at what he does, but he just doesn't grab me. And I mean, I think him being a face ruins it a little bit for me. I liked him as an anti-hero. When he was feuding with Seth Rollins, I was invested. And it wasn't just because of Seth. Dean Ambrose was putting in work.
Yeah, they were putting on match of the years, and not match of the years, but matches of the year.
Like every time they met.
They were in top 10, things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
They had better chemistry with each other.
Yeah,
right. And as much as you're right there, I feel like after a certain point, you should have some kind of chemistry with everybody.
You should be able to create it.
Now, that being said, hopefully they learn that, you know what, there's just nothing there with Corbin and
Ambrose right now.
And it needs to die. And Ambrose needs to move on onto somebody different.
I don't know. Corbin's going to get that time.
I don't know, man.
So, that being said, finally the show starts.
Yes.
We kick off the night with... I don't know where the f*** this came from. We're kicking off with AJ Styles, Shane McMahon. What?
Now let's hold on. Let's hold on. Let's think this through. Before we get into the match, let's think about the placement real quick. So, if you put the women on first, you're degrading the women. This is why. You want the women's matches to be important. If they start off the show every time, it doesn't grab you. You need something that's going to grab you from the get-go to say, oh my god, I'm stoked for the rest of this pay-per-view. What's going to grab you more than AJ Styles? He's the greatest wrestler in WWE right now. He could very well be the greatest wrestler of all time that ever stepped foot in a WWE ring. Or possibly second to Chris Jericho. But I'm giving AJ Styles number one right now because I love that guy way too much. So, you knock that out, and then you get people hyped up for the rest of the show because they saw AJ Styles. There is no AJ Styles chance that's going to interrupt other matches. They're not going to chant. And the match was overall pretty decent, to say the least.
Yeah.
So,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good match. Like, surprisingly good match. Of course, they did what Shane was comfortable with to build up more hype, but whatever. So, you had AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. The wrestling was okay.
I think the wrestling was pretty on point.
I can't stand Shane McMahon's punches.
I can't either, but take that out of it. The wrestling, the grappling, the whole...
Yeah.
That was all on point.
Shane showed me something.
So I can get past the punching.
Yeah.
Because
that's
Styles doesn't do a whole lot of punching. You know, it was just that beginning, opening sequence. And then I don't think Shane threw but maybe 3 or 4 punches.
He threw a lot of punches.
After that.
He threw a lot of punches.
Did he?
Yes. He threw a lot of punches.
I don't know if they're doing the wings
he tried.
Yeah,
he
you
tried.
were doing shit.
He tried to throw a lot.
Well,
he
the
threw a
footage
lot
showed
of
up
punches,
right
bro.
at that point, so I was dealing with that a little bit too.
The match was good though.
Match
the match
was
was really good.
They got it. This is awesome, champ.
Yep. The
which
coast
it was.
to coast. The phenomenal.
The coast to coast with Shane throwing the trash can at AJ was pretty cool.
Yeah. The one arm Styles Clash was the best spot to me.
Dude,
because I haven't seen someone do a one-arm Styles Clash, and if he made that a thing, I would not be mad. Because the two-arm Styles Clash is dangerous as it's dangerous. At least with the one arm, they can protect themselves a little bit, so WWE can't say dick about this. But that Styles Clash was golden, and Shane took it like a champ.
It looked brutal.
It looked brutal. The elbow from the top rope to the table, brutal. The coast to coast, brutal. The strikes that they were doing,
I didn't like how they built up to the coast to coast and the elbow off the table with Kyoto.
Yeah.
You know, blatantly with your back turn.
That's a hiccup.
Yeah.
But still, Kyoto, you've been doing this for years, bro.
You're allowed one screw up.
You're allowed to screw up. I'll let you have it.
Sure. One.
He's at 20.
My Kyoto! Like, no. Like, that was fucking ridiculous, yo.
So we finished that up. What are we going to next?
First of all, AJ won
AJ did win.
with a phenomenal forearm that knocked Shane halfway across the ring, which was beautiful.
He had to actually
And got the
drag
pin.
him.
Which, let's be real, if Shane had won,
Bruh.
I was gonna be done with wrestling. I'm telling it to you guys straight. I'm not even remotely exaggerating. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time losing to a McMahon. Shane McMahon. That not taking away from Shane because I like Shane. I would have lost my shit. I would have lost it. Anyway, the next match after that was look at the sheet. I numbered them.
United States title.
U.S. title. KO versus Chris Jericho, which, the entrances though. I don't understand why KO got a jobber entrance, kind of.
Yeah.
And by that I mean he came out and then they ran the promo for their feud, and then Jericho came out. What the fuck? Just so you know that fan's gonna be loud as shit in the video.
Yeah, that's why I turned it down.
Yeah. So, I didn't understand that, but Jericho wore a light up scarf, which was awesome.
Giant list of Jericho.
Yep. I did a lot of Jericho things during the live broadcast, which
He did a
this man was
lot
eating them up.
of Jericho things. I mean, for
Yeah.
love of God, at one point we had the wings of Jericho.
Yeah.
Eat him up, man.
Eat them up, man.
That's what I set that up for you.
I was waiting for. I wanted him to hop on it, man. I'm already famous. Here's the thing. I'm a great big deal right now.
Is that the championship of Jericho?
First of all, it's the championship of Jericho. Tape it down, man. It's not even taping. It's fine. That's not on there.
Pop-up powerbomb into a code breaker.
That was awesome.
He caught
I
it right
like
before
how. I love how KO's making the power bomb to the apron a
I
bigger
was
deal now.
literally about to say that.
I really like that direction. I think that that's a glorious direction. NXT
Should've
pun
been
not
doing that.
intended.
Should've been
but-
doing that.
I think that that's a fantastic move to be a finisher. I think that the match was fantastic. I don't think it was as hyped up as it should have been
It could have been better.
because it went so early. Like, it's such a big deal. I think it should have closed out the night if the Taker thing didn't happen. We'll get to that later. But it's such a big deal of a match because they did this feud for 9 months. It's a long fucking time to have this going on. But the match was great, man. Jericho looked phenomenal, which I'm going to be saying phenomenal a lot. He looked great. KO looked great because KO's my boy. Like, it...
And what's funny is KO gets a jobber entrance and wins.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, Baron Corbin got a jobber entrance and won the Battle Royal last year, but we'll move past that. We won't talk about it because the Battle Royal was because Mojo Rawley won. I can't get past that right now.
No, I was really happy with this match. I think it was a good. It wasn't a super fast-paced match, but it wasn't a boring. All right, change the
Also,
channel kind of match.
The cannonball to the pole
That was different.
on the apron, I
still don't know how I feel
like
about
it.
that.
I like it a lot.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I like it a lot.
Because when Jericho came down, it was kind of scary
Right.
watching him come down. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up liking that retrospectively.
Watch it back. You'll like it.
Yeah, no, it was the right pace for the right time of the show. Because you didn't want to wear the crowd down. You didn't want to beat them down. They got kind of built up for the... And I think a lot of that was from the opening package. They were just hyped. First match at WrestleMania. The place is full. They got a little hype.
Yep.
Then they were kind of simmering for the Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens match. They had the right amount of spots at the right times. It was just an overall well put together, perfectly placed and paced match of the night.
Okay, let me ask you this then. 'Cause
Not, when I say match of the night, I don't mean it was match of the night.
I'm going to ask this, and it's mostly about placement of matches.
Okay.
Because that's big to me. I think that your placement of the match is a huge deal.
Oh,
and I know
absolutely.
that it's big
100%.
to the wrestlers as well. How can you justify to me that a feud that went on 9 months, that was a slow burn, fantastic feud, goes on so early in the show. Because this is how I would book a show in my mind. One match to hype it up, we're gonna have a little bit of downtime. Another match to hype it up, a little bit of downtime. Another match to hype it up, a little bit of downtime. Then, like, end on a bang. And you look at tonight, and that didn't happen.
Well, if you think about it from a booking standpoint, they see it as a show that runs from our time, 4 o'clock to 11.
Right.
So, I think the Austin Aries Neville match was a good little build. The Battle Royal was good. Hey, everybody's still filing in, kind of thing.
Right.
The Dean Ambrose Baron Corbin match was kind of okay. We know you're all
That's
here.
our downer.
Then you get to AJ and Shane
Up here.
and they bring it up. And I think that Jericho KO kind of kept it at that level. Because the crowd was still there and everything like that. They kept it. They wanted to see if, alright, let's build it, let's hold it for a minute. Not a long minute, because we don't want to tire them out. But let's hold it for a minute, because we know that we have these other matches over here that the crowd's not going to be
As hype.
hyped for.
Okay, so let's come back to it.
And this is 6 o'clock. We still need them alive come 11.
That's what I'm saying. Let's keep it alive towards the end and let's revisit this, because I want to make a point about this. And I'm going to bring up the matches at the end. I'm going to bring up the last 3 matches so I can prove my point. So let's move past it. Because please remind me, because I want to prove a point here, because this is a very serious point with how WWE books long pay-per-views.